Alrighty, welcome everybody. I'm a little crooked. Try to adjust my camera a bit. Seems a little crooked. There we go. Just had to get the right angle so it doesn't look like I'm still a little weird. It's up close, but it'll work. Dumped my notebook. Alrighty, welcome to the Weekly Wizard Update. April 6th. Big race at T-Bird. Big race coming up at Medicine Park. I skipped last week, had some things come up. Yeah, we got quite a few topics. I've listed them. We're going to talk about Sooner Stampede, a little recap. I'm going to talk about some new info and some drops and minimums. Sponsor reminder for Tour de Dirt and some of our sponsors that we have and where you can go locate them and click on their links. Trail Day at Arcadia. Someone messaged me earlier and I wanted to drop that in there as well, even though a lot of us will be busy this weekend. There may be others that are in the Oklahoma City area that are available on Saturday. Also, wanted to hit up, I guess that's really it. And I'm going to finish with Medicine Park. Talk about that and what we have for the upcoming weekends. So, Carolyn, howdy. Daniel Lemons, what's happening? Herb Brown's in the house. Welcome, everybody. And Fo Smith, welcome. Fo Smith is going to be back. He came to Oklahoma from Wisconsin and couldn't, had to have some more. Couldn't get enough of it. So he's going to come back and do Medicine Park. So, which I think is awesome. I think one of Forrest's favorite trails was Steed back in the day. So I think he's going to love what some of Medicine Park has to throw at him. So it's going to be good to see you there again. Again, be sure and comment, say hey if you're out there so that I know you're there. If you have questions, comments, things you want me to discuss, then throw it my way. So it's like Steed with hills. Yeah, that's kind of it. There's a lot of climbing at Medicine Park, especially on this course. So it's going to be super hard. But we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. So, all righty, let's go ahead and let's get into this thing. I'm going to try to whittle things down to be a fairly short show tonight. Got a couple of things I need to try to get done afterwards, so I can't go too late. But the topic should go fairly simple. So let's kick it off with talking about a T-Bird recap. I should have done that last Tuesday, but again, I skipped, and then I had a Easter, and we all had Easter break this weekend. I had a couple of days off, so started working at it Steed to get Steed ready. So that's actually what I did with my days off. But yeah, let's recap T-Bird. It was once again we're two for two. So I'm gonna keep knocking on wood. We just keep getting good weather, and people are stoked to be out racing and seeing one another again. The need to get out and do these things and race seems to be calling everybody. We've had great turnouts for two consecutive races. I think 190-ish for St. Crispin's, and we had somewhere in the ballpark at 215, 220 at Sooner Stampede this 2 weekends ago, back. So I'm not sure if that's a record or not, because I'd have to go back and really check, but anytime we hit 200, that's pretty darn significant. A lot of that's the weather. A lot of that's everybody wanting to come out. A lot of that's a great course, a great job that Team Warm Up did. And once again, they knocked it out of the park. They changed it up a little bit this year. They created a course that had a little climbing. It hurt. But it was still had tons of fast flowy sections. It was very short, which actually threw kind of a kink in things. And so we we redid some of the way we did the starts, and we even still had to delay the Cat 1-2 start, just because it was difficult to do the multiple laps and estimate accurately how long they were going to take. And we still had a lot of cat novices out on the course. So we delayed the Cat 1-2 start times. And then we also pushed our Cat 2s out in 1 minute increments instead of 2. And I don't think we really had any significant issues. At least I know I didn't in the space around me. I was mixed in with other single speeders, some e-bikes, and maybe that's all. There were some people around me, but I don't know. I felt that everything played pretty well. And I had the door open. The wind's getting a little crazy. There, get that down there to weigh it down. And so it was a different layout for course, a different style, super fast, lots of pedaling. It's very different than the technical courses where you're mashing and climbing and trying to get through the tech stuff. The sheer amount of pedaling and speed that it requires and pace that it requires to race a course like this is just as hard, I think, in some cases. It's just not technically hard, but it's physically demanding. So, but I had a great time. I felt everybody did, and yeah. So again, great turnout, and it's pretty baller. John Denton says, "Should you be sure? You can drive or you can at least drive and listen, John. You don't have to watch. You can listen. And that way you're not distracted." All right, let's see if I had anything else about that. I'm kind of winging this. No, I think that's pretty much about it. So we can always go back and revisit anything if you guys have any stories or tells. Oh, one other thing, Kids Cup. We had 53 kids at Kids Cup at Sooner Stampede. Again, not sure if that's a record, but I think it might be. There was a ton of kids. It was great to see. I saw grandparents and parents and aunts and uncles and everybody watching the kiddos race. So it was pretty spectacular, and makes you feel good knowing that racing is going to be solid for years to come with the youth that we have coming up. And that doesn't even count the youth that actually raced in some of the adult categories. Ton of kids that did that as well too, and super stoked with the showing that those kids have. Let's see. Let's move on. If you guys have other stuff you want to bring up or pop in, just throw it in there, and we'll go back and address it. I'm winging a lot of this. I took notes, but I didn't study them as much as I should have. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in. Let's see. Fo Smith says it was cool to see the mountain bike scene still going strong in Oklahoma. Lots of new faces and lots familiar. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Forrest, you're right. And that's what I do love is I talk to you, and I almost consider myself old school. I guess I kind of fall in that category because I wasn't in there at the very, very beginning like some of you guys, but I was pretty close. And so it's kind of neat to see that there's still a bunch of old school people that have been around and were around back in the beginning, but then the new blood that we have is great because they're enthusiastic, young. They love riding bikes. They have a completely different mindset and different experience than we have, and they bring it all to the table, and it just keeps everything fresh. I race single speed, so that means that it's not age based. So I'm racing. I mean, I could race, any age person, and that's one of the things that I think is cool is that I get to race kids that are half my age, as well as my good buddy John, who's a couple years older than me, and then a few other guys that are 5 to 10 to 15 years younger than me, and it's just it's great to have all those different lifestyles and beliefs and thoughts and abilities all brought together. And I don't know, I just feel personally it keeps me young. So, but it's great. You're right. I love the scene that we have and how it keeps developing and how these new riders change the face of it. It's pretty cool. 30 younger. I know, right, John? Oh, goodness. Yeah. When we're older than the fathers of some of the kids we're racing, that should tell you something. So, all righty. I'm going to get into topic number 2. This will be short, but it's important. And I'm going to also share this when we're done. If not, I'll do it in the morning. I'm going to share this out on in an explanation just on the Facebook page. Let you guys share it amongst your other groups and stuff like that. Please get the word out. Man, the wind's crazy. But please get the word out. And I wanted to wait till tonight to announce it, but I will, like I said, I will post it up because we need to get the information out there. As you guys know, we have specific rules for 2 things, and they're related. And one is the minimum number of races you're required to enter to start. Excuse me. You don't have to finish, but you have to enter and start 5 races in order to be qualified for a state championship placement, a state championship or a second or third overall, first, podium position in the overall. It's required that you have a 5 race minimum. We only have 7 races, so that still is okay. But the problem that we have is there's another factor, and that factor is the number of drops that you get. And so in the past, we've had usually 9 or 10 races. We've had 9 lately because we drop a little bit, for weather and things like that. So we have 9. In the past we've had 9 to 10 races. That's typical. And so we do the 5 race minimum, but we allow you 3 drops. So that means you get 3 freebies. So if you can't make a race, something comes up on your schedule, you can't make it. You DNF and flat and can't finish the race, or you get injured and you need 3 weeks to get well, whatever. You get 3 freebies. You don't have to do anything to take those or accept those. I factor all that in the math for you. I do all of that for you through the standings. The standings of which I still haven't updated yet, and that is my fault. I'm just being lazy on it. Had a lot of stuff going on at work and at home. I'm juggling a lot of things. So if testing continues to go well tomorrow, I have a big testing day tomorrow at school. If the testing goes well, then that may free me up to get the standings done a little bit. I can maybe get some students to help me do that work. So I'm hoping to get the standings updated. But anyway, I will take care through the standings of doing all the drops for you. You don't have to worry about it. You just need to know that they're available. So the problem we run into is we only have 7 races this season. So 3 drops of 5 minimum, the math doesn't work. So we're going to have to change something to make the math work. If you have 3 drops, then there's only 4 races left and you don't meet the minimum. So that doesn't make any sense. So I thought a little bit about it, talked to my board, and I've kind of waffled back and forth, but I think I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to leave the 5 race minimum in place. So we have 7 races. You have to make 5 of them to qualify for the overall podium. Simple as that. I think we leave that alone. But I am going to reduce the drops to 2. Instead of 3, you only get 2. Again, 7 races, 2 drops. That leaves you with 5 races you have to make, that you have to make those 5 races anyway to meet the minimum. So not quite as flexible in the past, but I think that takes care of it. So overall, again, to recap, I'm going to leave the 5 race minimum in place. So that means you have to race 5 races in order to be eligible for the overall first, second, or third place at the end of the season in the overall standings. You also have to meet, and then that also gives you the ability to have 2 drops. So if you miss 2 races for whatever reason, or you attend a race and you DNF and you don't get any points, then that will, I'll wipe that 0 away when I do the calculations and the math at the end. Basically what I do is I just have a formula that calculates your total points as I enter them in the spreadsheet. And then I have a formula that just takes the So redneck, baby. Living in Hobart. Can you guys hear that? I'm probably going to get flagged. I better close my door. So if you guys could hear that music, I'm probably going to get this damn video flagged for having that on there. So I might have to go edit this section out and cut the audio. I just had a neighbor pull up cranking their music. I have no idea what it was, but so maybe the YouTube police won't pick that up. I don't know. Sorry for that. So recap, 5 race minimum out of 7 races, you get 2 drops. So that math works fine. Let's see. Forrest says that's a lot of trips to Oklahoma. Hey, make it happen. You could totally do it. If one were to race all 7, you still drop the 2 worst. Yes, Carolyn, that is correct. So even if you do all 7, I drop the 2 lowest scores. That is correct, and I do that for you. That's through a formula that takes care of all of that. So yes, you are correct. So the question was, if you do all 7, so you go above and beyond, you make every race, how does that work? And that is I still factor in the 2 drops, which means that I'll take your lowest 2 scores and take those away. So I will only count so basically at the end of the day, at the end of the season, I count your 5 races that you did, your 5 best races. So Jerry Combs is in the house. What's happening, Jerry? Yeah, Carolyn, that was part of why the question came up, but it wasn't because of Steed. It was because of, possibly the upcoming weekend. So I've got a few that are thinking about bailing, I think. And I know people will at Steed too. I just come to expect that attrition. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of options at Steed. Probably racing the trail the direction that we do is the best. We could go the other way with Steed, and it's probably not, I don't know. It's just, there's probably too many places going the other way where you can't climb it. So I don't know. Jerry Combs says, love and life. Excellent. Glad to hear that. I try to be doing the same thing. So I'm just enjoying life, hanging out here with all my friends. Alrighty. So I think that clears that up. Hope we're good. 5 race minimum, 2 drops. I take care of the math for you. Just know that you need to make 5 races. If you make 7, I'm still only going to take your best 5, or your best. Or you do 6, I still take your best 5, however that works. Alrighty, real quickly, sponsors. So I've introduced, I want to try to keep doing this periodically, and just because I need to give shout outs to our sponsors. Sponsorship worked really cleanly this year. I do want to say thanks to my sponsors who made it easy. Anna, thanks to Debbie Ugling for helping me organize that a little bit. There's still the possibility we may have a couple other smaller ones coming. But right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main ones. Excuse me. And I posted a link in my topic list on the very first comment that I post every time when I start my show. And so I created the link to OKT DDD. It looks like it didn't link right. Maybe some spacing got in there, so I kind of screwed that up, it looked like. But anyway, go to oktdd.org. That's our website. And just scroll down on the main page, and you'll see logos of our 5 main sponsors, which I'll list in just a second, as well as links to either their webpage or their Facebook page, whatever was the most convenient for them that they wanted to link to. So first and foremost, Neighborhood Bicycles. They have been, I don't know how many years now, but a longtime sponsor, off and on for different things. But their most recent sponsorship is one of our biggest sponsorships, and it's for Kids Cup. And I think this may be ongoing 3 years now. Maybe, is it 4? I lose track of time. It all kind of blends in together. Feels like I've only been doing this a few years, but I think it's probably been 6 or so. But anyway, Neighborhood Bikes. Love those guys. Norman, go down and see them. Chad and Sarah Shanks. And everybody that works down there. Our Kids Cup sponsor, thank you. Want to talk a shout out to Bike Lab, my shop that I ride for, and they are our plate sponsors. So I want to thank them for the sponsorship that allows us to have the cool number plates that you guys pay me for. And I'm super stoked to tell you that the money that we've made for the Tour de Dirt plates is astonishing over just 2 races. I made, I think, a $1,300 deposit the other day into our account. And that's almost all directly because of plate sales, thanks to Bike Lab, just for 2 races. And all of that money I use at the end of the year for awards, payouts, and championship jerseys. So that's all money that, you give me $5 for a plate, but we turn around and that money goes right back to our overall awards and everything for that. So that's what that money is for. So thank you, Bike Lab, for that. Good graphics. I have not worked with Jarrett Good this year as of yet. I still hope to, and he provides us with some graphic design work, and for that we list him as a sponsor, and we get some service from him. So he does. If you guys don't know Jarrett's work, all you have to do is just hang out the bike scene long enough, and you'll start seeing it. He does some cool wraps and all kinds of, and then the company he works for does other graphics as well too. So if it's stuff that's not in his wheelhouse, then it's definitely things that are within his business. So it's good graphics, and yeah, so go check him out for any graphics needs. Spokelahoma, good buddy Craig McIntyre, down in Shawnee, Oklahoma. I'm gonna open my door back up, guys. Now the music's gone. I'm trying to not turn my AC on, so I'm keeping the doors cracked and enjoying the cool breeze in here. So Spokelahoma, Craig McIntyre, Shawnee, Oklahoma, cool bike shop, cool vibe. They do some good things down there. I like hanging out with them. I've done a couple of shows from Spokelahoma in the past for the Gravel Growler. Wasn't able to do that this year, just various reasons, but hopefully we can make that happen for just some random reason. Maybe this summer, just for the heck of it. And lastly, a new sponsor, and kind of a different one, kind of a non-bike sponsor, but it turns out they really are a bike sponsor. So Ajax Motorsports, Brian Harrison just hit me up, said, hey, we're interested in doing some sponsorship, doing some work. Hey, what about e-bikes? Hey, this, hey, that. And man, the next thing you know, they send me a check. They're a sponsor. I'm liking stuff on their page, and they're doing all kinds of cool stuff through social media. And they are probably one of the core groups that helped us start this e-bike class that we decided to try out this year just to see. And once again, I think we had 9 riders, or I think we had 11 at St. Crispin's and 9 at T-Bird, or vice versa, something like that. But we're in the ballpark of 9, 10, 11 every time. And so I'm super stoked to see that play out. That's really fun. I was riding back and forth at T-Bird during my race with one of the guys on e-bikes. It was really fun because there was sections on the climbs when I just okay, it's your turn. And then he would just take off and go. It was no big deal. And then pretty soon we'd get into the real twisty stuff, which seems to be hard on the e-bike. I guess maybe the way they handle and push through corners. But he would just get out of the way and say, okay, it's your turn. And then I would go. And so we kind of did that for the whole race. It was actually quite fun and super easy to navigate back and forth like that. So anyway, all good fun. Some comments. Let me check these comments here. So. Darren Moore, don't forget the newest sponsor, Wizards Bar and Casino. Liquor in the front, poker in the rear. Yeah. I'll stick with the Wizards Bar and Casino. Probably the other's a little bit more risque. I usually only do that when I get really, really tipsy, when I start saying things like that. And I'm not that today. So I had to ride late and then eat late. So I got a late start. So. Right, Palumba. Oh, Kevin Wagner. Hi, y'all. Yep, for sure. Oh man, Fo Smith and Darren going back. And I'm just gonna let Darren and Fo go out there and make fun of the joke there. So love that play back and forth though. Come prepared. Box wine, baby. Okay, moving on. 25 minutes in. Still gonna cut her. Maybe we'll get short. We'll see. This one's gonna be a quick one. Trail day. Got hit up by Joseph Miller right before the show. Many of you guys may know Joseph. I think we've met. I meet so many people, though. I just lose track of names and faces, especially as many people as I've met at these past 2 races. The number of new faces I just keep seeing are just off the chart and awesome. But it makes it really hard for me to remember everybody's name. I'll sit on Facebook like, 2 or 3 days after the race, like just looking at all the pictures and trying to track down. Oh, I met that person. What's their name? Because I can't remember. So, but anyway, so Joseph, I think, is probably one of those. We've probably met, but I'm just blanking. But he hit me up and said that he knows that everybody's probably going to be busy with a lot of the stuff at Medicine Park this weekend, and that's true. However, there is going to be a trail work day at Lake Arcadia this weekend, Saturday, 1 o'clock. Believe based on the event page, and I posted the event page again in my first link there. They're going to meet at the Arcadia office, and they're, and they say bring, their OEF will provide some tools, but definitely if you have tools, weed eaters and pruners and things of that nature, please bring them. Shovels, things that you might need to do trail work. They have a 3-mile section marked. They're hoping to get 15 to 20 volunteers and go out and get some work done. I don't know the exact plan, but there's information on the event page that I linked here. If you're going to be in Oklahoma City and in the neighborhood and you're not busy, so be sure and spread that word. You might go get the event page and post it on some of your pages, because there's plenty of people that we all associate with that don't mountain bike, so that just like to go ride. So definitely hit up all those groups, because we'd love to get the people that aren't busy racing to get out at Arcadia and help everybody out there. So yeah, again, the event page is in my first comment, and go out and check them out. Arcadia, I think 1 to 4 is the time frame. Arcadia office, Saturday. Alrighty, couple more things. Thunderbird Thursdays. I didn't put that in my notes. Just thought of this as it popped into my head as I was jotting some last minute notes down. Thunderbird Thursday is what we're calling it. It's basically a short little practice dirt crit that we've been off and on. We've done those in Oklahoma City at various places, but last year Jerry Pocket took it upon himself to create a dirt crit, and we're calling it Thunderbird Thursday. It's very grassroots, fun, free. We're just hanging out. There's no awards, just a clock and racing above your red level. So you can stop when you want or not, and it's great fun. It's always been one of my favorite things to do in the summer. It's great training, and it's more even better to hang out after. So great fun. And so Thursday, they're starting now. I think this week actually. So Thursdays here through some point in the summer, when they finally call it quits, when it gets too hot or something of that nature, 6:30. So remember, T-Bird is another one of our parks that has a parking fee requirement. So if you don't have an annual parking fee license for all the state parks in Oklahoma, I would recommend doing that. It's an annual $60 license that gives you 3 license tags that you can program in under that one annual. And it's good for, I think there's 22, there may be 23 parks now that Quartz Mountain just became one. So I don't know if Quartz was originally one of the 22 or now that they've just changed back to a state park, if that makes it 23. But the numbers 22 or 23 of the state parks in Oklahoma require this fee. And if you have an annual, you don't have to worry about it. You can program in three license tags. It's a vehicle fee, not a per person fee. Otherwise, if you have an Oklahoma tag and you're coming out to the Thursday event, it's $8. It's 10 if you have an out-of-state tag. And you can pay a 1 day. There's a kiosk as well as you can do it online on your phone. So super easy. All right, Medicine Park. Well, Medicine Park is this weekend. Sorry I didn't get down to do a live show. I had hoped to be able to do that, but just things came up, time constraints, and maybe we'll do something after the fact next Tuesday. Maybe we can go down and we'll do the recap of Medicine Park from Chad's bike camp like we did last time. So that might be something that we do. I'll check with the guys and see if we can get that worked out. That might be kind of fun. But Medicine Park this weekend, it's going to be very similar to last year. So if you guys experienced the event last year, it's going to be very similar. The same concept, just a few slight modifications, but basically the same idea. We're going to have Friday night costume, dress up ride. It's super easy, just a little loop around town with lights and a costume. Kids, everybody. Last year was great time, a lot of fun. And it's just basically riding a little loop, having a little parade, and we're gonna. I'm not gonna do times. All the times are out there. Truthfully, I didn't have time to research all of this. I've looked at it, but it all jumbles together if I don't have it in front of me. So I think it's like 6:30 or 7-ish. I think maybe you're supposed to meet at base camp. But anyway, information's all out there on the flyers. All the flyers are out there. The guys are posting those and sharing those on all the sites. So you can't miss them. Just go get the flyer, print it. It'll tell you all the times. So that's just going to be the fun Friday. Sunday or Saturday is going to be a little busier. There's going to be people pre-riding the course. And then there are going to be all the people that are in it for the Fool's Key and the Fool's Fest winner. And there's going to be a male and a female overall winner. If you participate in all the events and end up having the top scores, they have a way of scoring it. So everybody gets a flat rate for just attending the costume ride on Friday. And then they're going to have various enduro and downhill courses that are all going to be Strava based on Saturday. So you have to do all those and do well on all those. I think you have to have them turned in by 4 probably. And then they will, the man, Steve Cordis, will do his thing on his phone, and he'll do all the calculations and see who's won and placed and give points for that. And then we turn around on Sunday for the big dance, and we have our cross country race. And then there's points based on that, on how you perform in that as well too. So, and then at the end of that, whoever did all of those events gets a Fool's Key. But then one male, one female that wins the overall for all of that is going to get a pretty sweet prize. Get a cool award and a big chunk of change, actually. Last year, I don't know what it was, but I think it was like $1,000, $1,500 or something for the winner, for each winner. So it's pretty crazy how much sponsorship money and donations they got specifically for this. So yeah, it's hard to win, but payoff's big if you can do that kind of stuff. So anyway, good stuff. All righty. Let's see. Courses. So we, I think everything's going to be very similar to last year when it comes to the Sunday courses. The difference is that the beginners will have their own course again, because we are last year, because of COVID and rain delay and everything that screwed up the time frame of when we had that. We had the race at Medicine Park at one of the times when the hoof goalies, or that west side where we normally run the Cat 3s, was closed because of hunting. We normally always schedule around that, but last year we didn't have that option. So this year we're back to normal with our novice racers. Sorry, I keep saying Cat 3, but I got to get it changed over in my brain to say novice. But our novice racers will have their own course again. I would assume it's similar as in years past, but honestly, I haven't looked at it. I know Scott Schultz posted all the links and all the Strava links, because there were some questions about that. But all the Stravas are up there. You can go get them and see the course. Plus, they're all marked. And they are going to start at the Kids Cup course. That's where the novices will start. We will probably do what we did last year and try to do a rollout for the Cat 1s and 2s from the Kids Cup. A lot of people will go ahead and go on over that know where they're going. And we will start at Mary Circle, which is right there by bus camp, just like we have in years past. And in fact, I'm pretty sure the Cat 1 and 2 are doing the same course that we did last year. So there might be a few small changes, if any, but I'm pretty sure it's the same course. So be ready for some climbing. Be ready for some rocks. It's a tough one. But the weather's looking completely different this year. Last year, it rained on us. It was cold. It was a little slidey. And this year looks dry and warm. Weather's going to be nice. Weather's going to be nice. So, all right. I think that's about it. I'll review and see if I have any comments. If you guys have any comments or questions or things that you want me to answer last minute, you better toss them out pretty quickly. I think I did good. 37 minutes. Someone will probably have something to get me talking here in a minute, but not too shabby. Let's see, it's still talking. Jerry Combs. Let's see. Didn't miss anything there. Yeah, I haven't really missed any comments, I don't think. So I think we're all good there. Let's go through my notes. Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, just a reminder, I'll try to get a post out. I really want to get the information out on the number of drops allowed is going to be changed to 2 from 3. And I'm going to leave the minimum at 5. So like I said, I'll get that posted out. But once I do, please share that and please pass that along to your teams and the people that race around you. So we have some important decisions to make. I mean, I don't, but I'm going to do everything. But that's just kind of part of it. So, all righty, I'm out. Forrest Smith, I see you this weekend. Absolutely, brother. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what your experience is with Medicine Park. I know you're going to love it and hate it. It's great. All right. See you, folks.